Are you the patient or are you the doctor? If you haven't been to an accredited university that teaches medical doctorate level programs, then you are not the doctor. If you participate in first world healthcare, then you are unfairly being burdened as being the patient and the doctor. And this is going to lead to the poor healthcare that is rampant in first world countries. I'm Dr. John Bartimus, and I'm putting the pieces together to help you live a life at optimal. So what do I mean, are you the doctor or the patient? Well, in first world healthcare, typically whether it's US healthcare, which is supposedly free market healthcare, or in other countries like Canada or Australia where it's nationalized healthcare, regardless of which model it is, all doctors are overburdened with patients. And they're overburdened because the system and the paradigm do not match the complaints and the overwhelming number of chronic diseases that true patients are presenting with to the true doctors. So the true doctors aren't equipped to deal with the complaints of the patients, and they don't have the time in the system to deal with the patient. So the patient becomes the doctor by saying, "Hello, doc." And doc says, "What are you complaining of?" And patient says, "I have brain fog, anxiety, and depression." And doctor says, "Okay, here's some Zoloft or Prozac, right? Some sort of antidepressant." And then the patient leaves and they get no better, and they go back and they get a different depressant next time and a different depressant or antidepressant, medication. And all the while they're not improving, they're being frustrated. The doctor's frustrated because the patient's not improving, and the doctor hasn't been taught how to think outside the box other than prescribing a medication, and they don't have time to. And so this results in the patient being the doctor because they're dictating care by their responses to the doctor's question. The doctor here is basically a glorified note taker. This isn't the fault of the doctor. This is the fault of the system. And the system is failing the doctor because the doctor is a good person who got into it trying to and desiring to help people, but they can't because of the model. And it's failing the patient because the doctor can't help the patient because of the restraints of the model. The model doesn't allow the doctor time to do the detective work necessary to help the patient. Therefore, the doctor has to be the pharmacist that is allowing the patient doctor to dictate what is written. Does this make sense? So the problem in first world healthcare is that the model does not match the complaints or the health issues of the population, and therefore the population is coming with issues that take a lot more time than the model can provide. So they're becoming the doctor talking to basically the robot pharmacist that gives them something in 8 minutes to make them go away. What's the answer here? The answer is true healthcare, is 21st century healthcare, is healthcare that has time and allows the doctor to be the doctor and the patient to be the patient, the doctor to love what they do and do the detective work they need to do to be able to help the patient and provide them with what they're looking for, a solution and a return to health, and then everyone's happy. That model is functional medicine, and that's what all first world countries need to move toward and incorporate, or else chronic disease is going to sink us financially. It's going to sink us from a quality of life standpoint, and no one is going to win.